How's it? Today is Wednesday, May 21st. It's a clean and jerk workout today with some back squats, and it is a long one, which means a lot of things. It means I did a lot of things at the gym today, but it also means I failed a bunch. And can you guess what I failed at by looking at this right here? Okay, time's up. I failed 4 attempts at my thruster because I'm not friends with those thrusters. Not yet. You know how I became best friends with those back squats at 148? I just need more time under the bar to practice those thrusters. They were horrible today. And it's funny because last week I was so surprised that I could do 100 thruster for a double. And I was like, okay, like I'll be able to go up today. My goal was to do 103. That did not happen. And like last week, I was surprised with 100 because I failed 100 for a single, a few weeks ago when I was really still doing the thrusters for the warm up for my Wednesday days when I was kind of in the midst of the Russian squat routine. But here is my first attempt at 100. And I was dealing with some issues with my wrist, but I don't think that wrist issue would be too much to prevent me from actually making the lifts. But you can see I'm growing more and more frustrated, and it sucks, man. I failed that, and then I attempt this one here, and this one I just lost my focus. Like this one, I make this first lift here, and speed off of my shoulders is actually really good. Overall height was really good, and then I lose focus right here, and I'm just like, I could see that in my peripherals, and I'm like, yo, like, why? It's like 5 seconds. Why would you stand right in front of it for 5 seconds? Um, and then I come back and I try this attempt actually. So like my coach called me, asked me to send him the video, and basically he said that I have a lot of speed, I have a lot of power, and it looks like the only thing that is preventing me from making the lifts is my arms pushing a little too early, and that means that I'm a little bit out front, or I might be out of position in general. And what he said, the goal is to try to get the bar to jump off of my shoulders before I push my arms. And so that fourth set was that kind of idea in my mind. But at that point, like I had already given so much time and effort to it, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm pretty tired with it. And I think if I had given that same effort on my first set, I don't think I would have missed at all today. And yeah, that last one, like I stuck with it super hard because I walked it off of the platform, and I ended up catching it on my front rack. And I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but I did catch it, and it is what it is. A little back bending action on that. Afterwards, I moved into my power clean, hang clean plus split jerk complex. Went up to 108 today. And for me, like 108's not that heavy, but it's also not light. Last week I did 105, and I did 105 with my belt last week. So, oh yeah, this dude just like straight up knocks my camera. I was not happy with that either. Yeah, I don't know, man. I set my camera up all the way on the edges of the gym so people don't like walk into it. I'm okay with people walking in front of it. Like, it is what it is, but like, please don't hit it. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of a diva thought, but yeah. Going back to what I was saying, I did 105 last week with my belt on. I did them all belted, and then I actually took off the belt on the last set, because Steve prompted me to. Here's my first set. He prompted me. He was just like, well, if you do 105 with the belt, I want it to be quick and like precise. And he'd rather it be quick and precise than kind of sloppy without the belt. So that's the reason why I did that. And then because I did the belt without the belt last week, I was like, okay, like I can definitely do all of these without a belt for a couple weeks at least. So that's what today is. So 108. My upper back was hurting quite a bit in a lot of the catch positions for the power clean. I think for the hang clean it was okay. But like the power clean, it just feels like I'm forcing my body into the position to catch it, and that is not like that's not always the greatest feeling. And yeah, I don't know what else I was really thinking about at this point because I was so frustrated with myself and with the people at the gym. um, Mostly myself because I was like, how did I let it get to the point where I missed so many thrusters, and how did I let myself get so frustrated with the situation? And yeah, like I'm not really thinking about too much technique wise for these. I'm just trying to get through them so I can leave. And probably around this point in the session, you know, this is like about halfway through. I'm thinking like, how am I gonna finish the rest of this? This is like it's very like physically demanding energy wise, and I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to do the pulls, and I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to do the back squats. I was able to do them, you know, like looking back at it, I was like, yeah, like it was hard, but I was able to do them. And in the moment, I was thinking, what is gonna like what do I need to do for this to continue working, for me to keep pushing forward like this? And I you know I don't have a good answer for that. I think what I'm trying to do is eat a little bit better and sleep a little bit more. Those are the two things that I can control outside of the gym. Sometimes I can't even control if I can sleep better or not, but most of the time I have that agency. So for my clean pounded pulls here, did the same exact weights as I did last week. It's like 80, 90, 100, and then 2 sets at 110. And the goal is to just get to sets of 3 at around my best clean. So best clean today was 108. And as it goes up, I'm going to continue adding to the pounded pulls. But as it stands, I still just need to get more familiar with the move. I feel like I'm better at this than I am at the thrusters, that's for sure. And these feel super awkward, and they don't feel as like polished as I know they can be. Yeah, so my goal is to just keep these, try to get as much speed as I can on the bar, and then I'm trying my best not to lean back forward like that after that second pull. I'm trying to just keep leaning back. Yeah, that was a little bit better. I'm just looking at the side angle on that one, and just pull my elbows as high as I can. And this is my last set here. So we'll look at this one. A little bit better than that second rep last set. But like this is tremendously hard, and I feel just uncoordinated. Maybe it is something that I need to think about, like perspective shift, like philosophically. I don't know, but here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pull with my elbows up and then just kind of sit straight down, not trying to lean forward at all with my torso. After that, did my back squats up to 138 for 3 sets of 5. Last week, my left lumbar was hurting on these, and today nothing was hurting, which is a really, really good sign. So I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like that is progress in a meaningful way, and that is good. A 120 here, and then my first set of 138. Like at this point again, you know, before I even got to the pulls, I was like, how am I going to get through the rest of the lifting today? But as I made it up to the back squats, I was like, okay, I'm already here. Like, I just got to do this one thing and then get through. And once it's done, it's done. Then I get to leave. Then I get to leave. That's all I was thinking about, was getting to leave. Which, yeah, I don't know. That's not a great sign that I'm just trying to leave the gym. Like I have this weird relationship with the gym where it's like I don't feel like myself if I don't get a chance to exercise. But halfway through the exercise, I'm like, why am I here? And it happens more often than I really think about, but today was one of those days I definitely recognized that and was like, oh Jesus, man. Today was hard, and yeah, it was a long training session. I think I need to keep reminding myself the reason why I do it is not because it's easy, but I do it because it's hard. And that is the beauty of it, right? But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm starting to talk all philosophically and weird. But yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully I will figure out the thrusters soon. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.